What up, everybody? It's your boy Mark Howard. You know what time it is? We talk Cowboys here. That's what we do. So, picking up day after the first preseason game, the Cowboys went up to Seattle. They won by the score 17-7. I say by the score in preseason because it's wins and losses in preseason mean so little, and because the circumstances could be not because of who's the better team, but just who played the better personnel, who did what. Now, performance is key because these guys are working hard to try to make the roster, find a place on the team. Working, those who know they're probably going to make the roster are fighting for spots. Coaches and everybody are trying to figure out if things have gotten understood where we are as a team. Anyway, score is not important in that sense. The way we played is the main thing. Now, I'll go overview. I like the way we played. I like the way we looked. Defensively is the main thing. We're looking to see that improvement on the defense. I do see improvement. I do see improvement on the defense. As I said before, the defense is going to be improved just for the simple fact that there's a whole change of atmosphere, mindset, coaching. The end of the day is going to be a new defensive coordinator and how he can call a game. Personnel wise, I'll tell you what's really telling. We are not deep on the interior defensive line. That's as obvious as all can be. We're not deep on the interior defensive line. After Tito, and of course the obvious two, Kent Clark and Quentin Williams, it's a huge drop-off. It's a huge drop-off. And is it concerning? Of course it's concerning. Because these players ain't going to last for 17 games and plus the playoffs. And I do intend for us to make the playoffs. If we lose two of the three defensive linemen, the interior those defensive tackles, interior linemen, we're in trouble. I do feel the Cowboys are probably going to make a move to bring in a veteran. Bring in a better veteran. There's somebody on the street that you're going to bring in late. There's always players that are veteran performers. They get picked up late because it just really comes into the money. And it comes into the fact that a lot of those older players don't want to go through training camp. And there's no need in beating them up in that. So that's the part that concerns me. LJ Overton played rookie. He's developmental. He's a late draft pick, and I think the Cowboys picked him because of his type of play towards the defense they're going to run, but his skill set and his abilities need more development for the NFL level. Linebackers. Guys, that was a concern for us, and the only reason why I was concerned is we ain't had no linebackers before. The defensive coordinators we had in their style of defense, they only played with one or two real linebackers. You know, they were making Marquise Bell a small linebacker, getting him beat up. But right now, linebackers look good. Look good. The main starters, DeMarvin Overshown and Jason Barham, who's kind of dealing with a little something as a rookie. They're probably being precautious for him, or he probably would have suited up. The other thing is Malachi Lawrence. He did suit up. I didn't know his number. For whatever reason, I haven't paid attention to check his number, but he did play a little bit, made some noise. Caleb Downs, he played. Siobhan Revelle, he played. Those three played all of no more than about 5 plays within the first series. And it became more plays than it should have been, and I'll get into that in a second. But they came in, did their thing. Caleb Downs was down in the box as a slot corner for about 2 plays, and the other maybe 3 plays he was back as a deep safety in a cover 2 set. Siobhan Revelle made a play on a pass and didn't hear his name called. And again, like I said, I didn't know until later that Malachi Lawrence actually played. I'll tell you as well too. What I am learning on that is Kalen Carson can't cover very well. Looking at our DBs and the cornerbacks, Kalen Carson can't cover very well. He hits, he sticks, he could fill. I mean, he's pretty much maybe a box safety, but his cover skills are just bad. I mean, He had five penalties. They all weren't pass interference or defensive holding, but just careless, And as a team, the Cowboys had about 13 penalties, the whole game, 13 or 14 penalties. A team that's coming off of leading the league in penalties before, that's got to get cleaned up. Saw in Shotty's post-game address, he definitely talked about that. But, and the team gets penalized for the mistakes they make as far as penalties in practice. But, we're talking about getting smarter players. We need smarter, contained players. I get it. It's some nerves, first game. I'll give that. I'll give that grace. Want to see, and I'll give that grace because I want to see in the second game that there's less turnovers. I'll be looking for those turnovers numbers then. Otherwise, defensively, the first drive, they gave up that drive for a touchdown, the opening drive for a touchdown. They've given them a couple drives. It was about 4 times in different circumstances that Seattle got into the red zone. One was a turnover from a punt, and even there, the defense has started to nail down. It was later third string and stuff like that, but we handed the ball to the Seahawks inside the 5-yard line, and 4 plays they couldn't get in the end zone. We finished it with a sack to get the ball back on downs. That was cool. At worst, it would have been a field goal attempt, but simply since the game was late and the Cowboys were up by a couple touchdowns, you needed a touchdown. Otherwise, defensively, I think, and I'll give it to the coach, and they made some adjustments. Got players in doing some things more the right way. Good tackling by the defense, and they really kind of they got solid. They as they would say, they hunkered down. Now, offensively, first, let me just say this. Camden Brown? Camden Brown is a beast. Picking 2. No, I'm just joking. But Camden Brown, the UDFA, the undrafted free agent out of Georgia Southern, came in. He's been making some noise in camp. They've been talking about, a lot of writers have been talking about him. He went from going with the 3rd string. He got some 2nd string work, and he's gotten some 1st string reps. And he has shown improved. And coming into the game, he looked pretty good in the scrimmage with the Rams. And in this game, he was tremendous. He made some very, very good catches. Only 3, but he got 3 targets. He made 3 catches. One deep middle across where he caught it and got about 6 yards on the yak. The other 2 were catches in the end zone. Sam Howell threw him a 40-yarder I believe about 40 yards in the end zone with a defender on his back, and he just outplayed him to the ball. Could have been a PI called on him, but doesn't matter. He caught it anyway. And the second one was with Milton. So each quarterback that played got a touchdown pass. Milton throws a fade in the corner with they were on about the 4-yard line. He throws a fade to Milton on the corner, and it was a little bit long, and Brown had to stretch for it, and he made a hell of a catch with one hand. Over his outside shoulder, which was his left shoulder, caught it with the left hand by itself, hung on to it. Looked like the Jordan symbol when he caught it. He's definitely someone that has earned basically the fact that you got a spot that somebody's gonna have to beat him out of. Milton played pretty well offensively. Mingo receiver-wise, Mingo played pretty well. He probably was the second most productive receiver in the game. Caught some slant routes, caught some 3rd down routes. We were 73% converting 3rd downs into 1st downs. That's pretty good there as well. Overall, I was pleased with the effort by the team on both sides of the ball. We're going to be pretty good there. It's only going to get better. How good, we'll see. It's the difference between the ones and how the ones have mastered Parker's defense. But depth on the defensive line, we don't have. Some depth in the cornerback position, we don't really have. Safety, I'm not problematic with the safety. And linebackers, I think we're good there as linebackers as well. So overall, good showing for the first game. I'm happy with that. You guys should be happy with that too. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe, like the channel. Tell me what you think. All right. This is Mark Howard. We talk Cowboys. Peace.